Your passenger's bus is coming. Passengers boarding starting.
Your boarding pass, please, this way. Hello, hello. This way, please.
Athens traffic, Sunset 11902. Traffic taxi to runway 03 right via Golf Delta 2.
Passenger's bus is coming. Passengers boarding starting.
This way, please. Welcome on board. Hello. Good afternoon. Hello.
Athens traffic, Sunset 11902, line up runway 03 right.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in the front row, please place all of your items in the open bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we would be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please leave the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Feel free to use your cell phones during the rest of the boarding process, but we do ask that laptops, tablets, and any other larger electronic devices are stowed once we depart from the gate. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you aboard our flight today. Lovely to have you with us and nice to see some of our frequent flyers as well. Just a note about our seatbelt policy. Whilst the signs are illuminated, please do ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Once we get airborne, I do anticipate we'll be able to turn the seatbelt sign off, at which point you'll be free to get up and move about the cabin. However, we would advise that whilst you are seated, to keep your seatbelt fastened and visible just in case of any unexpected loss and bumps. Have an excellent cabin crew team on board with us today. They shortly will be showing you a video briefing you on the safety features and procedures for this Airbus aircraft. Would ask that even if you are a frequent flyer, you do pay close attention to that briefing, as every aircraft is slightly different. Thanks very much once again. I'll leave you in peace for now and hand you over to the cabin crew for that demonstration, and we'll be on our way very shortly. Thank you.
We are ready to go when you are.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
4580 kilograms. Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1012 set.
1012 set. Down to the line.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross check, please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 122. Our flight time will be roughly 45 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted. Locking gear. Oui.
Starting engine 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Καλώς ορίσατε στην πτήση μας. Στην Aegean είμαστε περήφανοι που σας ταξιδεύουμε καθημερινά σε προορισμούς και ανθρώπους που αγαπάτε. Το ίδιο περήφανοι είμαστε και για την προτεραιότητα που δίνουμε στην άνεση και την ασφάλειά σας. Γι' αυτό παρακαλούμε να παρακολουθήσετε προσεκτικά τις οδηγίες που ακολουθούν σε ένα μικρό ταξίδι πριν το ταξίδι σας.
Μπορείτε να δέσετε και να λύσετε τις ζώνες ασφαλείας με αυτόν τον τρόπο. Παρακαλούμε σιγουρευτείτε ότι η ζώνη ασφαλείας παραμένει δεμένη καθ' όλη τη διάρκεια του ταξιδιού για την περίπτωση που συναντήσουμε απρόσμενες αναταράξεις. Μάσκες οξυγόνου είναι τοποθετημένες σε θήκη πάνω από το καθίσμά σας και πέφτουν αυτόματα σε περίπτωση απώλειας πίεσης της καμπίνας. Για να ενεργοποιήσετε τη μάσκα, τραβήξτε την προς το μέρος σας, τοποθετήστε την στο στόμα και στη μύτη και συνεχίστε να αναπνέετε κανονικά. Στη συνέχεια φορέστε τη μάσκα στα παιδιά που ταξιδεύουν μαζί σας. Ένα σωσίβιο είναι τοποθετημένο κάτω από το καθίσμά σας. Σε περίπτωση που σας δοθεί η οδηγία από το πλήρωμα να το φορέσετε, περάστε το κεφάλι σας από το άνοιγμα του σωσιβίου, ασφαλίστε την άκρη της ζώνης στην υποδοχή και σφίξτε ώστε να εφαρμόσει καλά στη μέση σας. Σε περίπτωση που χρειαστεί να εγκαταλείψετε το αεροσκάφος, φουσκώνετε το σωσίβιο τραβώντας με δύναμη την κόκκινη άκρη. Μπορείτε να συμπληρώσετε αέρα φυσώντας μέσα στο σωλήνα. Κάθε σωσίβιο έχει ατομικό φωτάκι που ανάβει μέσα στο νερό τραβώντας αυτή την άκρη. Αν χρειαστεί να βγείτε από τις εξόδους κινδύνου πάνω από τα φτερά, φουσκώνετε τα σωσίβια αφού βγείτε από το αεροσκάφος. Υπάρχουν 8 έξοδοι κινδύνου στο Airbus A320. 2 έξοδοι μπροστά, 2 στο πίσω μέρος της καμπίνας και 4 στη μέση πάνω από τα φτερά. Εάν σας δοθεί η οδηγία να εγκαταλείψετε το αεροσκάφος, ο φωσφορίζων διάδρομος στο δάπεδο θα σας οδηγήσει στις εξόδους. Στην περίπτωση αυτή, θα πρέπει να αφήσετε όλα τα προσωπικά σας είδη. Μπορείτε να βρείτε όλες αυτές τις οδηγίες ασφαλείας στην κάρτα που υπάρχει στο κάθισμά σας. Βεβαιωθείτε ότι τα κινητά σας τηλέφωνα και όλες οι ηλεκτρονικές συσκευές είναι απενεργοποιημένες ή σε λειτουργία πτήσης. Σας υπενθυμίζουμε ότι το κάπνισμα δεν επιτρέπεται σε καμία πτήση της Aegean. Σας ευχαριστούμε που επιλέξατε να πετάξετε με την Aegean.
Καλό ταξίδι.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Beacon status.
Check.
Pitch trim.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of air pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above your seat.
32%
Remain
set.
seated
Rudder
and
trim.
pull the mask
0.
towards you.
After start
Press it
checklist
against your
complete.
mouth and nose.
Flight
and
control
continue to
check.
breathe
Ready.
normally. You must fit your own mask first before helping
Full
others
down.
near you.
Full up.
A life
Neutral.
jacket is stowed under your seat.
Full left.
When
Full right.
instructed to do so by the
Neutral.
crew,
Rudder.
pull the
Full
life
left.
jacket over your head,
Full right.
attach the strap to the hook
Neutral.
in front, and pull tight to adjust it to your waist. Before leaving the aircraft, pull the red toggle sharply downwards to inflate the jacket. If necessary, you can top up the air through the tube. Every life jacket has a lamp, which lights up in the water when you pull this tab. If you leave the aircraft through an emergency overwing window exit, inflate the jacket outside. There are 8 emergency exits on this Airbus A320.
Brake
2
check.
exits at the front, 2 at
Pressure
the rear
0.
of the cabin, and 4 overwing window exits. If you are instructed to leave the aircraft urgently, illuminated strips on the floor will guide you to the nearest exit. In that case, you must leave all your belongings behind. To review these instructions, please refer to the safety card in the seat pocket in front of you. Please ensure that your mobile phones and all electronic devices are either switched off or set to flight mode. This, or any other Aegean flight, is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing to fly with Aegean.
Thanks for you, sir.
Have a nice flight.
require additional lighting, there is a reading light on the panel above you.
Takeoff checklist.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flap setting.
Config 1+F.
Config 1+F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
V1 131, VR 131, V2 132,
V1 131, VR 131, V2 132, ATC.
Set.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Approach path clear of traffic. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
TCAS.
TARA.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
PAX.
Packs are off.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Takeoff.
Thrust set.
Manflex SRS, auto thrust blue.
Checked.
Gear up.
Flags are on.
Flap 0.
Speed checked. Flaps 0.
After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
Packs are on.
Down to the line.
Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Set standard.
Standard cross-checked. Passing flight level 110.
Onboard Wi-Fi.
Now
Checked.
You offer complimentary flight tickets to our partners. Connected to Wi-Fi, you will be able to access our wide range of free flights to libraries.
star.
Check.
Out.
Check.
descent.
Check.
You have control.
I have control.
I have control.
You have control. Cabin crew, prepare for arrival.
on, so it's time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
Set.
1012 set. Passing 11,400 now.
Checked. Vertical speed.
Check.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
Econ status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Barrel ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Minimum.
904 set.
904 set. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete. $1,000 to go.
Check. Out star.
Check.
Out.
Check.
Vertical.
Speed check.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
Alt star.
Check.
Out.
Check.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked. Flaps 2.
Gear down. Manual flight.
Check. Gear down.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
2,500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Check.
Cabin crew, be seated for landing.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew,
Advised.
auto thrust.
Off.
Auto brake.
Medium.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
Check. Continue.
100 above.
Check.
Minimum. Four hundred. 300. 300. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Spoilers, reverse green, decel. 70 knots.
Auto brake off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 6:50 p.m. and it's currently about 24
check.
degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Taxi light off. Cabin crew, disarm slides and cross-check. Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Off.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and shocks.
On.
Parking checklist complete.
Passengers, the boarding started. Do you want to deboard Peru? requested. Passengers boarding starting.
I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your large carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat. Somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please leave the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once you depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello to you from the flight deck. This is the captain speaking. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you aboard our flight today. Lovely to have you with us and nice to see some of our frequent flyers as well. Just a note about our seatbelt policy. Whilst the signs are illuminated, please do ensure that your seatbelt is fastened. Once we get airborne, I do anticipate we'll be able to turn the seatbelt sign off, at which point you'll be free to get up and move about the cabin. However, we would advise that whilst you are seated, you keep your seatbelt fastened and visible just in case of any unexpected lumps and bumps. Have an excellent cabin crew team on board with us today. They shortly will be showing you a video briefing you on the safety features and procedures for this Airbus aircraft. Would ask that even if you are a frequent flyer, you do pay close attention to that briefing, as every aircraft is slightly different. Thanks very much once again. I'll leave you in peace for now and hand you over to the cabin crew for that demonstration, and we'll be on our way very shortly. Thank you.
We're ready to go when you are.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gearpins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADIRS.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
4780 kilograms. Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1011 set.
1011 set. Down to the line.
Gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 123.
Cabin crew, arm slides and cross-check, please.
Athens. Our flight time will be roughly 50 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you ensure that all devices are air conditioned and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt.
Below the line.
Windows and doors.
Closed.
Closed. Beacon.
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Verify straps and stand by for all calls.
Departure checks completed. Bypass been inserted. All engines clear. Start at OE.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Καλώς ορίσατε στην πτήση μας.
Starting engine
Στην
1.
Aegean. Είμαστε περήφανοι που σας ταξιδεύουμε καθημερινά σε προορισμούς και ανθρώπους που αγαπάτε. Το ίδιο περήφανοι είμαστε και για την προτεραιότητα που δίνουμε στην άνεση και την ασφάλειά σας. Γι' αυτό, παρακαλούμε να παρακολουθήσετε προσεκτικά τις οδηγίες που ακολουθούν σε ένα μικρό ταξίδι πριν το ταξίδι σας.
Μπορείτε να δέσετε και να λύσετε τις ζώνες ασφαλείας με αυτόν τον τρόπο. Παρακαλούμε σιγουρευτείτε ότι η ζώνη ασφαλείας παραμένει δεμένη καθ' όλη τη διάρκεια του ταξιδιού για την περίπτωση που συναντήσουμε απρόσμενες αναταράξεις. Μάσκες οξυγόνου είναι τοποθετημένες σε θήκη πάνω από το καθίσμά σας και πέφτουν αυτόματα σε περίπτωση απώλειας πίεσης της καμπίνας. Για να ενεργοποιήσετε τη μάσκα, τραβήξτε την προς το μέρος σας, τοποθετήστε την στο στόμα και στη μύτη και συνεχίστε να αναπνέετε κανονικά. Στη συνέχεια φορέστε τη μάσκα στα παιδιά που ταξιδεύουν μαζί σας. Ένα σωσίβιο είναι τοποθετημένο κάτω από το καθίσμά σας. Σε περίπτωση που σας δοθεί η οδηγία από το πλήρωμα να το φορέσετε, περάστε το κεφάλι σας από το άνοιγμα του σωσιβίου, ασφαλίστε την άκρη της ζώνης στην υποδοχή και σφίξτε ώστε να εφαρμόσει καλά στη μέση σας. Σε περίπτωση που χρειαστεί να εγκαταλείψετε το αεροσκάφος, φουσκώνετε το σωσίβιο τραβώντας με δύναμη την κόκκινη άκρη. Μπορείτε να συμπληρώσετε αέρα φυσώντας μέσα στο σωλήνα. Κάθε σωσίβιο έχει ατομικό φωτάκι που ανάβει μέσα στο νερό τραβώντας αυτή την άκρη. Αν χρειαστεί να βγείτε από τις εξόδους κινδύνου πάνω από τα φτερά, φουσκώνετε τα σωσίβια αφού βγείτε από το αεροσκάφος. Υπάρχουν 8 έξοδοι κινδύνου στο Airbus A320. 2 έξοδοι μπροστά, 2 στο πίσω μέρος της καμπίνας και 4 στη μέση πάνω από τα φτερά. Εάν σας δοθεί η οδηγία να εγκαταλείψετε το αεροσκάφος, ο φωσφορίζον διάδρομος στο δάπεδο θα σας οδηγήσει στις εξόδους. Στην περίπτωση αυτή, θα πρέπει να αφήσετε όλα τα προσωπικά σας είδη. Μπορείτε να βρείτε όλες αυτές τις οδηγίες ασφαλείας στην κάρτα που υπάρχει στο κάθισμά σας. Βεβαιωθείτε ότι τα κινητά σας τηλέφωνα και όλες οι ηλεκτρονικές συσκευές είναι απενεργοποιημένες ή σε λειτουργία πτήσης. Σας υπενθυμίζουμε ότι το κάπνισμα δεν επιτρέπεται σε καμία πτήση της Aegean. Σας ευχαριστούμε που επιλέξατε να πετάξετε με την Aegean.
Καλό ταξίδι.
Please fasten your seatbelt while seated. It can be fastened and unfastened like this. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly. In the unlikely event of a sudden loss of air pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above your seat. Remain seated and pull the mask towards you. Press it against your mouth and nose and continue to breathe normally. You must fit your own mask first before helping others near you. A life jacket is stowed under
After
your
start
seat.
checklist.
Anti-ice.
When instructed to do so
Econ
by the
status.
crew,
Checked.
hold the life
Pitch
jacket
trim.
over your head, attach the strap to the hook in front, and pull tight to adjust it to your waist. Before leaving the aircraft, pull the red toggle sharply downwards to inflate the jacket. If necessary, you can top up the air through the tube. Every life jacket has a lamp, which lights up in the water.
32%
Pull this
set.
down.
Rudder trim.
If you
0.
leave the
After
aircraft
start
through an
checklist
emergency
complete.
overwing window exit, inflate the
Flight
jacket
control check.
outside.
Ready.
There are 8 emergency
Full
exits
down.
on this Airbus
Full up.
A320.
Neutral.
2 exits at the
Full
front,
left.
2 at the
Full
rear
right.
of the cabin,
Neutral.
and
Rudder.
4
Full
overwing
left.
window exits.
Full right.
If you
Neutral.
are instructed to leave the aircraft urgently, illuminated strips on the floor will guide you to the nearest exit. In that case, you must leave all your belongings behind. To review these instructions, please refer to the safety card in the seat pocket in front of you. Please ensure that your mobile phones and all electronic devices are either switched off or set to flight mode. This, or any other Aegean flight, is a non-smoking flight. Thank you for choosing to fly with Aegean.
Thanks for you, sir.
Have a nice flight. other station calling, say again call sign.
Lauda 9072.
Lauda 9072, climb 340, squawk 5511.
Squawk 5511, climbing level 340, Lauda 9072.
Speedbird 210, radar identified, climb flight level
Cabin is
400.
ready.
Climb flight level 400, 0210.
Radar, very good evening. Aegean Alpha established on the ILS X-ray runway 03 right.
Hello, Aegean 7 Alpha Juliet, clear to land 03 right, wind 090 degrees 5 knots.
Over 03 right, clear to land Aegean 7 Alpha Juliet.
Athena Galisberg, Condor 4 Victor Papa, level 350 approaching Mesta, ready for descent.
Condor 4, Victor Papa, hello, descent flight level 70, expect the co-pilot 1 mic arrival.
Descend level 70 and expect the co-bar 1 mic arrival, Condor 4 Victor Papa.
3Jet 202 at flight level 370.
2Jet 202, let me allocate you. Can you tell me please your position?
2Jet 202 we're north of
Oh yeah. What is your destination, because I don't see your flight now?
to aircraft.
Okay, maintain 370, please try to send the flight plan so we can, so I can see you on my radar screen.
Athena, yes, as Condor 5 Charlie Foxtrot level 340 via speed jet.
Condor 5 Charlie Foxtrot, please try again in 30 seconds, it's not activated yet.
Roger.
You can try now. To get 202, radar contact, squawk 6703.
Squawk 6703, just
Lauda 9072, proceed to Tumbo.
Tumbo, Lauda 9072.
Atani radar, hello, wings 4 Kilo Lima at Corfu, ready for takeoff runway 34.
Standby 1. Your range 4 Kilo Lima, clear for takeoff runway 34, wind 280 degrees 11 knot.
Clear for takeoff runway 34, your rings 4 Kilo Lima.
Condor 4, Victor Papa, proceed direct moorings.
Direct moorings, Condor 4 Victor Papa. Okay, now level on 5226, Belgrade at Santorini, we have no ITS, request clearance to Tel Aviv, please.
5226, good evening. Clear to Tel Aviv, runway 33, via Kupis 1 X-ray, flight level 230, squawk 7436.
Roger, clear to Tel Aviv, runway 33, copies for exit departure. Flight level 230, initial climb at squawk 7436, allow 5226.
Allow 5226, feedback correct. When ready, push and start approved face out.
When ready, push and start approved face out, allow 5226.
Aegean 7 Alpha lubricated.
Aegean 7 Alpha Juliet, stand off your service. Good day.
Oh, sir. Thank you, bye-bye.
Athena for Condor 5 Charlie Fox.
Condor 5 Charlie Fox, pass your message.
Condor 5 Charlie Fox, request level 360 for aircraft performance, and did you receive our CBGC login?
Negative, not yet.
Brake
climb
check.
360.
Pressure
Climb
0.
360 and which flag and 5 Charlie Fox? Aegean Radar, good evening. We came out at 351, bound to Keith, 320 with you.
Cabin lights will begin for departure and landing. If you require a
Before takeoff, checklist.
Hello, Sky
Flight
Malta
controls.
351.
Checked.
Good evening.
Flight
Proceed
instruments.
direct.
Checked.
Checked.
Nevra.
Briefing.
Expect
Confirmed.
Nevra 1.
Flap setting.
Quebec.
Config 1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex temp.
V1 133 VR 133 V2 134
V1, 133, VR, 133, V2, 134, ATC.
For Kilo
Set.
Lima, climb
Ecam
flight
Memo.
level
Take off no
320.
blue.
Down to the line.
Climb flight level 32 for you, 4 Kilo Lima.
Kilo Radar Hello Iguana 6901 on level 370.
Hello, Iguana 6991 Heavy, near Skok 0046.
0046 Iguana 6901.
Athena, good evening, Sky Travel 4, Echo Hotel 370 inbound Beacon.
Sky Travel 5 Echo Hotel, good evening, Skok 7027.
7027, Sky Travel 5, Echo Hotel.
Athena Control, καλησπέρα. This is Air Greece 812 taxiing to holding point runway 24 at the Agoras Airport. We have
Cabin crew, BCS
Lokna
for
to
takeoff.
Papa departure from runway 24 with you.
Approach path clear of traffic.
81,
Take
call
off
me
runway.
passing 2000.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Copy
Advised.
next report 1
TCAS.
passing 2000 for Air Greece
Engine
Commando.
mode selector.
Iguana
Pax.
6991,
Pax
proceed
are
direct
off.
Alpha
Before
Lima
takeoff checklist
X-ray.
complete.
Lima X-ray Iguana 6901.
Sky Travel 5 Echo Hotel, proceed direct Copar, expect Copar 1 Mike and RMP runway 32.
Thank you, direct Copar and expect Copar 1 Mike for RNP 32, Sky Travel 5.
Condor 4 Victor Papa, direct Morix, descend 4,000 feet,
Take off.
QNH 1009.
Direct Morix descends 4,000 feet for QNH 1009 at Condor 4, Victor Papa.
Thrust set.
Manflex SRS auto thrust blue.
Checked.
Checked.
E1, rotate. Positive climb.
Nav.
Check.
Clear up.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Air Malta 351 Athens.
Gear up.
351 Athens.
Commander 351, go ahead.
Due to runway change, expect the Nevra 1 will be arrival and ILS X-ray runway 2 arrive.
AP1.
Check. Packs are on.
Flap 0.
Speed checked.
After takeoff, climb.
Reporting passing 2000 for a Greece Phantom.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
Packs are on.
Down to the line.
Athens 812, climb flight level 240.
Continue climb to set level 240 for a Greece Phantom.
Outstar.
Athens 812, proceed direct to Labux.
Climb.
Check.
Proceeding direct to Labux for a Greece Phantom.
Sky Malta 351 Athens.
Sky Malta 351.
Proceed direct to Alpha. Victor
standard.
Standard cross-check. Passing flight level 087.
Proceed direct to Alpha Victor 523.
Now.
Checked. Below the line.
Barrow ref.
Standard set.
Standard set. After takeoff, climb checklist complete.
Sky Malta 351, request descent.
Sky Malta 351, descent flight level 120.
Reporting for level 120, Sky Malta 351.
Gentlemen, we are now passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you do not congregate in the galleys or near the lounge. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. The switch to connect to the Wi-Fi is directly connected to a small piece of internet access. We will offer complimentary in-flight communication to our partners. When you connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be able to access our wide range of free live providers.
And on 5226, request taxi.
LL 526 taxi via Alpha. The holding point Golf runway connect.
Taxi via Alpha, holding point Golf 33, alarm 5227.
Condor 4, Victor Papa, where visual request visual approach if available.
Condor 4, Victor Papa. Do you have the preceding aircraft in sight? Turning now final 10 miles.
We have them on TCAS at the moment, Condor 6, Victor Papa, not inside them.
Okay, you can proceed 10 miles final, and always number 2, please try to establish visual contact with the preceding, and please let me know if you have the visual contact with the preceding.
Remain number 2, and we can proceed to 10 mile final, and we'll let you know, Condor 4 to Victor Papa, thanks.
And descend the traffic pattern altitude.
Descend the traffic pattern altitude, Condor 4 Victor Papa.
Athens Eleftherios Venizelos is 10 miles from the airfield inbound campus.
Eleftherios November Oscar, report short final runway 34, the QNH 1013.
Report short final runway 34, QNH 1013. Do you want us to follow the VFR route or just come in for straight in one?
Sierra November, did you ask something? Sorry, I didn't copy.
Yeah, would you like us to come in for straight in approach, or do you want us to follow the VFR route into the Kerkira?
No, please proceed straight in, report short final.
Straight in report final, Delta Fox.
Condor 4 Victor Papa, we're visual with the
1000 to go.
Check.
Roger. Just continue as number 2, and number 1 is
Outstar.
Check.
Continue as number 2, Condor 4 Victor Papa.
Airbus 812, Newscock 7045.
Newscock 7045, regress Phantom.
Out. Check.
Hello 5226, we're ready for departure.
Hello 5226, clear for takeoff runway 33, wind 330 degrees 14 knots.
So for takeoff runway 33, hello 5226.
Sky Malta 351, descend altitude 7000, QNH 1013. Agrees 812, you can proceed direct to Gonzo, expect RMP runway 27.
Copy, we can proceed direct to Gonzo, expect RMP arrival runway 27 for agreed Phantom.
5226, passing through 1900 feet, request for level 370.
LL 5226, climb flight level 370 and proceed direct Vanza.
Direct Vanza, climb level 370, LL 5226.
Condor 4 Victor Papa, turning final now is number 2.
Roger, let's check. Condor 4 Victor Papa, you are clear to land runway 32, wind 320, please want to know.
Clear to land runway 32, Condor 4 Victor Papa, thank you.
Good evening, Federal 6522, information off on board, requesting to start to Prague.
Sky Travel 6522, very good evening, clear to Prague via LGAV 2 Foxtrot runway 34, initially flight level 160, scope 3722.
Clear to Prague via LGAV 2 Foxtrot departure, out of runway 34, initially flight level 160 and scope 3722, Federal 6522.
Sky Travel 6522, readback is correct. When ready, push and start approved, face south.
Push and start approved, face south, Federal 622.
LL 5226, scope 7436.
Apologies, just forgot that. 7436, LL 526, sorry.
No worries.
Heading check.
Condor 4 Victor Papa, proceed to stand number 5. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.
Stand number 5, Condor 4 Victor Papa, thanks for letting me know.
Airbus 812, when ready, descent flight level 120.
When ready, descend to flight level 120 for aggressive handoff.
Sky Malta 351, descend 4000 feet.
Descending 4000, Sky Malta 351.
LL 586, request out of cockpit for 10 minutes.
You can monitor 1 to 2, that's negative.
Okay, income, thanks, LL 586.
Open descent, check.
Sky Travel 5, Echo Hotel,
I have
direct
control.
morning. Number 1, Sky Travel 5, Echo Hotel, proceed direct morning.
Yeah, direct morning, Sky Travel 5, Echo.
Station calling for clearance, say call sign.
Aegean 247.
Kalstar Aegean 247, you are clear to Athens via Urnil 2 Bravo, flight level 240, runway 09er, and squawk 7037.
Clear to Athens, by only 2 Bravo, initial time flight level 240, runway 09er, squawk 7037, Aegean 247.
Aegean 247, read back is correct, startup approved.
Startup approved, Aegean 247.
I have control.
You have control.
I think we was
Cabin crew, prepare for
with the 350 inbound Lico.
Griffin 81 Whiskey, good evening. Squawk
1013 set.
1427.
1013 set.
Passing
Passing
squawk 1427,
1,300. Now.
Checked.
Griffin 81 Whiskey, you can proceed direct to Copar. Expect the Copar 1 mile arrival.
Thanks so much. Proceed direct Copa for the Copa 1 mic, Griffin 81 Whiskey.
Greece 812, descend 3000 feet, QNH 1013.
Continue to 3000 feet on QNH 1013 for a Greece 812.
Sierra Delta November Oscar is on final report.
Sierra Delta, Sierra November Oscar, clear to land runway 34, wind 270 degrees, 9 knots.
Clear to land runway 34, Sierra Delta November Oscar.
Athens, καλημέρα, Turkish 8631, flight level 260 on Côte d'Ivoire.
Kalimera, Turkish 8631, proceed direct Lecco, expect Arnav approach, runway 34, transition Lecco.
Return to the default sign is now on.
Sorry, can you copy again, please, 8631?
Turkish 8631, proceed direct Lecco, expect Arnav approach, runway 34.
Let's do Arnav 34, Turkish 8631.
Sierra X-ray Delta November Oscar.
Go ahead, Sierra Delta November Oscar.
Yeah, if you tend to vacate to the right, please vacate second Alpha 2. Otherwise, the GA apron is on the left hand side.
Of course, we'll take the second right, Sierra Delta November Oscar.
Roger.
Sky Travel 5, the contour requested.
Sky Travel 5 Echo Hotel, descent flight level 70.
70, Sky Travel 5, the contour.
Sky Malta 351, descend 3000, clear ILS to arrive.
Descending 3000, clear to approach runway 295.
Control 6522, ready for taxi.
Sky Travel 6522, taxi Alpha 1 and hold short of the runway 34.
Taxi by Alpha 1 and hold short of runway 34, Qatar 6522.
Iguana 691, monitor 122.8, good day.
127, Iguana 692, thank you, bye.
Bye.
Aegean 247, request taxi.
Aegean 247, taxi by Alpha 1, enter backtrack and line up 09.
By Alpha 1, enter, line up and backtrack runway 09, Aegean 247.
We have begun our final descent into Athens. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin.
Approach checklist. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Ecom status.
Checked.
Seatbelts.
On.
Barrel ref.
Store any carry-on items either in the back pocket or under the seat button. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks. and show any larger electronics.
1013 set.
Air Greece 812 cleared,
3
RMP
set.
approach,
Minimum.
descend by the procedure.
478 set.
4
Yeah, for the
set.
RMP approach,
8
descend
set.
by the
Engine
procedure
mode
for a
selected.
Greece at
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Lauda 9072, monitor 122.8, good day.
Advise me Lauda 9072, bye-bye.
$1,000 to go.
Check.
Sky Travel 6522
Outstar,
behind
check.
the light Cessna 172, enter backtrack runway 34.
Yeah, this is my backtrack runway 34, Qatar 6522.
Sky Malta 351, contact tower 11865, good day.
Out.
Check.
Bye bye.
Radar, hello, Olympic, Mike 7 Lima. Information Bravo, reset for 7800, we've already pushed back. Request Alpha clearance to the Iraq then.
Hello, Olympic 7, Olympic Mike 7 Lima, cleared to Heraklion by a Maled 1 Foxtrot, flight level 90 and scope 1415.
Cleared to Heraklion via the Malid 1 Victor, departure flight level 90 and score 1415, Olympic Mike 7 Lima.
Olympic Mike 7 Lima, with that correct, call me ready for your attack.
Wilco, Olympic Mike 7 Lima.
Athena radar Turkish
Check.
3 Zulu Whiskey, very good evening, cat flight level 320, work with you.
Hello, Turkish 3 Zulu Whiskey, radar contact, proceed direct Rixo, and let me know if you can climb flight level 330.
Turkish 3 Zulu Whiskey, direct to point to Rixo and climb flight level 330.
Roger, climb and maintain 330.
Maintain 330, Turkish 3 Zulu Whiskey.
Sierra X-ray, Delta November Oscar, vacated Alpha.
1000 to go.
Check.
Roger. To the GA apron, flight plan is closing now.
To the GA apron, thank you very much for the excellent ATC service.
My fault. Aegean 247, clear to take over runway 09, wind 010 degrees, 11 knots.
Clear to take over runway 09, Aegean 247.
Sky Travel 5 Echo Hotel, descend 4,000 feet, QNH 1010.
4,010.
Check.
Sky Travel 6522, clear for takeover runway 34, wind 270 degrees, 9 knots.
34, clear for takeoff, 6522.
Vertical speed.
Check.
Athena, good evening, Ryanair 74 Echo Yankee passing 2,700, climbing 7,000 on the Corinthos 1 November.
Ryanair 74 Echo Yankee, very good evening, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Ryanair 74 Echo Yankee.
Olympic Mike 7 Lima, request taxi.
Olympic Mike 7 Lima, taxi Alpha Alpha 1 and backtrack line up runway 34.
Taxi Alpha Alpha 1, backtrack line up runway 34, Olympic Mike 7 Lima.
Aegean 247 after passing 6,000, direct varying.
Out. Check.
After passing 6,000 feet, direct varying to Aegean 247.
Turkish 8631, 5,000 feet, QNH 1012.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1.
5,000 feet, Turkish 860.
Sky Travel 6522, climb flight level 300.
Flight level 300, Sky Travel 652.
Runner 74 Echo Yankee, direct to Ruto.
Direct to, could you just repeat again, direct for Ryanair 74 Echo Yankee?
Direct Ruto.
That's a direct Ruto, Ryanair 74 Echo Yankee.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked.
Ryanair 6043, you're still on tower
Flaps
frequency, change to 129.675. Ryanair 10 Victor, wind 230 degrees, 4 knots, runway 2 and left, clear for takeoff.
Over take off 2 on left, Ryanair 10 Victor. Athens Tower, good afternoon. German Cargo
You're down.
for Victor. With information Charlie, request clearance to Düsseldorf at 5.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, hello, information Delta now current, clear destination Düsseldorf. Kilo Oscar Romeo 1 November departure, runway 21 left, climb by SID 7000 feet, walk 2045.
2500.
Radar altimeter alive.
Check.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, say again please, to SID.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, SID is Kilo Oscar Romeo 1 November.
Walker T465, request push and start.
Stand by please.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, einfach ist SID is Kilo Oscar November.
Box 2 for Victor, please stand by. I will call you back. Break, Ryanair 10 Victor, radar identified, contact departure, correction, contact Athena 129675. Bye-bye.
129675, bye-bye, Ryanair 10 Victor.
Walker 3465, push and start
Cabin
approved,
crew,
facing
be
north.
seated for landing.
Push and start approved, face north, Walker T465.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Off.
Auto brake.
Medium.
ECAM Memo.
Landing no blue.
German Cargo 2 for
checklist
Victor,
complete.
clearance is sent to you via text.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, finger much, finger...
1000.
Sir, cleared.
Check.
Düsseldorf, auf runway 21 left, via Core November departure, initial climb 70 stroke 2045. German Cargo 2 for Victor.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, is that correct? Sky Malta 351 via Hotel Charlie Echo, stand Alpha 11.
400.
Manual flight.
Check.
Athens Grounds, correction, Towers 212, ready push and start.
400.
Land.
Check.
Speedbelt 122, push back and start approved.
300.
North.
Check.
Stop refacing north, 12.
200. Minimum 100. 50. 40.
Flare.
Check.
30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Roll out.
Check. Spoilers. No reverse. Engine 1 and 2. Decel. 70 knots.
Auto brake off.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Athens. The local time is 8:06 p.m. and it's currently about 90 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead.
After landing checklist.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Walker 3465, request taxi.
Walker 3465, taxi via Delta 6 and Delta to holding point Delta 12 of runway 21 left.
Walker 3465, taxi Delta 6 Delta, holding point Delta 12, runway 21 left.
Athens Tower, hello again. We have some connection issues. We are back. We are ready for taxi for Cyprus 313.
Cyprus 313, roger that. Stand by please for the British Airways Airbus A350 in front of you. Because you have disconnected, I have no idea what are you going to do, so I gave him pushback. Give him 2 minutes please.
Roger that for Cyprus 313. We have the traffic inside.
Thank you.
Still 120 over taxi.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. Speedbird 122, taxi via Delta 5 and Delta, holding point Delta 13 of runway 21 left.
Delta 5 Delta, holding point Delta 1372.
Cyprus 313, taxi via Echo, Delta 5 Delta, holding point Delta 12, runway 21 left. Follow the British Airways Airbus A350 in front of you.
Via Echo, right on Delta 5, Delta following the British Airways A350 from Cyprus 313.
Aegean 124, Yassos information, Delta Airbus 5020, request clearance via Thessaloniki.
Aegean 124, καλησπέρα σας, information Delta correct, cleared Thessaloniki, Kilo Romeo Oscar 2 November departure, runway 21 left, climb by SID 7000 feet, squawk 1456.
Clear για Thessaloniki, via the Caristos 2 November, 21 left, initial climb 7000 feet and squawk 1456.
Aegean 124, feedback correct. You're very welcome, bye-bye.
Good evening, Lufthansa 1751 with Delta, is type A321 and Bravo 3 requesting climb.
Lufthansa 1751, hello, Delta correct, clear destination Belgrade, Kilo Romeo Oscar 2 November departure, runway 21 left, climb by SID 7000 feet, squawk 6461.
Cleared via 4-1 Delta departure, climb VSA 7000 feet, squawk 7461, was that for Lufthansa 1751?
Lufthansa 1751, clear as set via text, waiting for your readback shortly, break, Walker 3465, wind 240 degrees, 4 knots, runway 21 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 21 left, clear for takeoff, Walker 3465.
Roger that, cleared to destination Belgrade, Kilo Romeo Oscar 2 November departure, runway 21 left.
Cabin crew, disarm slides and cross-check.
Squawk 6461 for Lufthansa 1751.
Lufthansa 1751, readback correct.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, ready for push and start, stand Victor 2.
German Cargo 2 for Victor, push back and start up approved.
Push and start approved, German Cargo 2 for Victor.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seatbelts.
Speedbird 1 to 2, are you facing any problems with your taxi?
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On.
Parking checklist complete.
Yes, I can't release my brakes for some reason. I'm gonna disconnect for a minute. Sorry about that.
Copy.
Passenger's bus is coming. Passengers, the boarding starting.